Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm in the closet right now. I'm in the proverbial closet and the literal closet. I'm on vacation with my family, and it's the only place that I could get a little bit of privacy, but also where I felt safe to do this. We have a full moon coming up. The energy has already started. The full moon is coming up tomorrow on the 13th. If you're watching this later, this is July 12th. It's all timeless, so if you're watching it later, you know, the energies that are present, the things that are activated and brought up when the full moon energy is at its height or building is what is going on with you too, whether it's a full moon at the time or not. There's something about hiding out and you needing to show your face in a place that is safe, a place that feels safe, but there's something inside of you that you haven't quite found your safe space yet to just be you, no matter what. But also making the choice to show up in a way that you do feel safe is important too, because the message is about showing up. Just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. It's important to keep showing up. So, you know, right now I feel we are tuned into the energy of the collective and a sense of imposter syndrome. So something that we are clearing as healers and light workers, something that we're helping to clear for the collective right now is imposter syndrome. And it's like we don't feel confident in our own skin, especially when we're around other people who we feel that we don't fit in with, we haven't been able to find a resonance with, or where they're guarded, or like family, we're kind of feel like we're the permanent fixtures in our life, and so we feel kind of bound to that connection or that relationship or fostering that relationship. And I mean, there's something to be said for being able to relate to anyone in any way. Thank you very much. Jesus is pointing that out. But for some of us, it's, you know, when you get in a crowd of people, it's like your inner child comes out and just kind of shrinks down a little bit because you were meant to stand out. And it's really hard to do. It's really hard to shine your light in a group of people or in a collective of people, and in a way that they don't understand or their minds aren't open to, or to just bring the attention on yourself in the first place is a really difficult thing to do, and to face what you feel will be judgment or ridicule or teasing, or them handling things that they feel uncomfortable with or don't understand in the way that they deal with it, because it becomes a projection then. It's not easy to stand in the spotlight. So there are places where people are asking for your light. They're actually asking for you to stand in the spotlight. They're calling for you. So if you don't show up, if you don't keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up in whatever way you can, this is me showing up in the closet. I don't necessarily need to show up in that living room in this kind of way. But showing up for you guys because I feel the collective calling me right now. I can feel that there's a message there that I've been trying to get out for the last couple of days. I've recorded a couple of readings, but I was doing it when other people were around, and it, you know, this full moon is bringing up that self-consciousness, that little girl who doesn't want to be picked on, doesn't want to be left out, wants to feel like she's fitting in. And, you know, this grown-up, this spiritual person was meant to stand out. So this is me showing up. It's important to keep doing that. With them, the way that I've been showing up is by being real about where I am, not just who I am in this kind of way, in this kind of woo-woo way that might make them uncomfortable, but showing up in all the ways of accepting myself exactly where I am. And I have a little bit of a struggle going on right now, especially financially. And so just being open, being not faking it, just trying to be me, just trying to be real about the human side of me, right? Again, with the imposter syndrome, that word keeps coming back. So I feel like that's what we're working on. This is what has been activated in Lightworkers and healers and starseeds. I'm hearing starseeds at this time during this full moon in order for us to help transmute, to know that in the three-dimensional world, in the 3D world, we are meant to fit in by standing out. So we feel like imposters because we maybe don't think the same, we don't operate the same, we don't have the same path towards success or what it is that we are meant to do in this life. We're meant to do it in a way that hasn't been written in books, or it hasn't been mapped out in, like, I'm just seeing like a college curriculum or something like that. Like, what is the major that we would study in school to lead us towards what it is that we're supposed to do in this world, and to do financially, to have a spiritual kind of existence, and to have that be part of our purpose and part of our work and part of our life's work. And our path doesn't necessarily look the same as other people's. So even for those of you that did start out with a college degree and you started out with a job where you had a certain path and you had this job for, let's say, 20, 30 years, and now all of a sudden you're shifting it or you're changing it. Like, I feel like a lot of people are doing that right now. They're changing from the old paradigm to the new paradigm. And the old paradigm involved going to school, going to college, getting a college degree, getting a job, getting paid this amount, and like building your career over that time. And I feel like so many of you did that and existed in that realm, and now it's starting to shift. Now it's shifting into your higher dimensional purpose on Earth, and it's being anchored in a human three-dimensional way. So your actual work is going to start changing. But I do feel like there are a lot of you that are trying to figure out and are in this limbo of how to anchor that. How do I get it to translate in a human way, though? How do I get that to translate into money that will sustain me, that'll help me to pay my bills? And I'm right there with you guys. I didn't have that career that I started with in the first place, except as a mom. So I've been looking in the last couple of days at, if I'm the other people are my mirror, and everybody else has had this career, and now they're shifting into some sort of purposeful work in a different way, in this more spiritually guided kind of way. What is it that I had? What was my job? What was my career that I've been building this whole time? And for the most part, I've been a mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom. I've been raising my kids in a conscious way, in a more and more conscious way, and helping to heal trauma, that was put on them and projected on them through my process of exhibiting trauma and going through my divorce and a marriage that wasn't aligned with me, and recognizing that in my kids and helping to shift that and helping to heal that and helping to guide and steer them towards a path of more consciousness earlier on. That's been part of my work, and I do believe that translates into helping you guys to do that too, being this kind of nurturing, mothering existence and presence for you and for the collective. So of course, as I was just saying that, my daughter came in. They just got back from the boat, and so that mothering, nurturing, it's almost like what they're showing me right now is like stopping what you're doing, not stopping what you're doing, it's integrating both of them, like taking the energy here and applying it there, we're in the process of integrating that right now. And so what's coming up with the full moon is the what's being released is the resistance or the self-doubt, there's something in the way of your confidence when it comes to who you are and what it is that you do. Some of you, it is about work. And so the way that you show up to work, the way that you do your job is different than everybody else. And you've been following rules, you've been following guidelines, and there are so many times where you feel that they're intuitively, there's an easier, intuitive way of getting things done or doing things, and yet there are certain structures in place that don't allow for that intuitive scope of things, and it restricts you. It keeps you in a box. It is meant to, it's like this power struggle almost, I feel like. For those of you that have that kind of situation at a job where your light is dimmed a little bit when you're there, you don't feel the ability to express yourself or to do your work the way that you intuitively can feel the flow of it would be better. You need an outlet for that intuition. You need an outlet. You need to be able to express that side of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the same time, but it needs to be this outlet where whatever it is that you're holding inside has a place to go, whether that's art. They're just showing me my sister, who is in emergency management. She's an emergency management leader in Texas, and she does art therapy on the side, and she has a TikTok account and does all of this pour painting and all kinds of spray painting, and 222 on my clock. Has that outlet for grounding and processing the energy that she goes through in the human environment all day, every day, which is very traumatic sometimes. So there are those of you that are in situations where you experience human things where you're supporting other people, and it's traumatic for you. It is, you're carrying the load for a lot of people, but you're not offloading it. You're not offloading it, and you don't have a creative outlet for it. You don't have a healing outlet for it. Some of you have a healing outlet for it, but it's not enough creativity. It's not enough where you're transmuting it from this density that you're healing and wanting to release. Part of what we need to start doing is transmuting it creatively into something that can serve other people too at the same time. So you know, they're showing me like just doing some kind of healing, getting a healing from someone, or doing some healing work on yourself, doing a meditation, doing a sound bath, grounding yourself outside, blah, 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 and having that be the end of it, and having that be part of your ritual. The energy itself is being dispersed, and it is being transmuted by the energies out here, by your guides, by the earth. But they're showing me too that we need to take another step, another co-creative step, where we then, it's not being cleared completely here. It's not being cleared from here or from your sacral. So in addition to whatever energy maintenance routine you have going on, when you come back from your day job, or from your day existence, or from the relationship that you're in, or, you know, it could be like I'm just seeing like a boss and coworker relationship. When you do the energetic healing that you need to, there needs to be a creative outlet to take the energy of that and I don't know why I'm having such a hard time describing it. I feel like you get what I'm saying, but taking and actually not just clearing it and dispersing it, but taking that denser energy and actually transmuting it, alchemizing it, so then it becomes a higher vibrational energy, not just releasing it from here. And it's like taking the power back into our hands again and releasing it from here so that our bodies and our minds are free of it, but then taking it, and it does have purpose in our lives. There is some sort of purpose for us experiencing that self-doubt or sadness or depression or whatever it was. Not just getting ourselves out of that depression and moving on over here, but taking that depression and transmuting it into something creative. So if you're expressing what that experience was or what that looked like in a painting per se, that painting itself is healing for others that have that same thing going on. And so it ripples out, and you as a caregiver, you as a healer, are passing on the knowledge of and the energetic encoding of the healed aspect of you, and you're passing on that coding too. So when I come on here and I have gone through something and I've been processing it for myself and I have healed things for myself, me coming on here and telling you about it or talking about or doing a reading about the energies that are present that I personally am experiencing, I'm tuned into an aspect of the collective who also needs that healing too. And so I'm passing on the codes in a creative kind of way. And for me, cards are that creative way, but words are creative for me too. I'm taking and transmuting a lot of that for myself and for you guys too, so then it gets passed down the line and passed down the line. You see this, there's something activated in you that is helping you, and as soon as you feel that resonance or that thing that hits you, it's just like, oh yeah, I have that same thing going on. She said imposter syndrome, and that just nailed it right there. You've been activated to release whatever that is. You need to take that on your side too and do the work that you need to do in order to not only release that, but transmute it in a co-creative kind of way. So whatever way that is for you, that you alchemize it, or you're missing the alchemical step. That's what they're telling me right now. Okay, so for a lot of you that follow my channel, you are card readers too, and not because you are meant to do it on a regular basis as a job and a YouTuber and things like that, but because it's a creative alchemical process for you. It helps you to tune into that intuitive side of you that can encode the message, or you tune into your higher self, you tune into source energy that is combining with your human energy. That's the alchemical process that we want in order to transmute those energies for the collective as well. So for some of you, it is about learning how to read cards, or learning how to read energy, learning how to, for some of you it's cards because you're very visual and because it's going to activate your senses. I teach a card reading course also. It's an intro to card reading course, but anybody, no matter how long you've been reading cards, can take this class because it's about tuning into and getting to know your intuition through the art of, card reading as divination. But we tune into all of our psychic senses. And in that way, we tune into each aspect of our intuition and get to know the way that it's speaking to us, the way that it is communicating with us, so that we can listen to it a little bit deeper, that we have the awareness of, I'm smelling something right now, I'm smelling this, I'm smelling burnt popcorn, or I'm smelling something on fire, and you're looking around for it, and maybe you don't see that it's there, but it's an energy that's present in your field in order for you to tune into that part of your intuition that's speaking to you in a certain way. It's speaking to you in that way for a reason. It's activating something in your human awareness in order to be able to activate your intuition in a deeper way. So we go into each one of the senses. We go into and get to know that side of ourself. And when we pull one of these cards, it activates, boom, 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 right down the line, all of your different senses. Grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. For some of you, what it's doing is activating your gifts from many, many, many lifetimes when you start doing that, because the idea and the imprint on card reading is so deeply ingrained for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years that thousands of years. But the energy of our senses is too. I mean, this is an innate thing. Everyone has these psychic senses, but we tune into those. That's the class that I teach. Is that we do it through the cards specifically, but we focus on reading the energy that's present and how is it that we're reading the energy, in order to have this as a creative outlet, having your intuition speak to you and lead you to alchemize in the way that is appropriate for you and specific to you. Some of you, it's reading cards. Some of you, it's just reading energy. That's what I'm doing here right now. I don't need the cards for that. I do like them, but for some of you that are here, because I didn't pull any of these cards except for maybe one of them, it's more about understanding how to read energy, how to pull from your experience and what it is that you're going through, and to recognize that, oh, that's connected to this. And I just watched that video the other day. Other people are talking about this too, so it's not just me. And recognizing that this group of people that I'm around right now, that's something that's present for them, that is drawing out in me. And when I come to this place of creative expression and alchemizing, I'm pulling this from my experience in the last 2 days, this from my experience in the last week, this from my experience in the last hour, and recognizing that they are all connected in this way, and that my intuition is helping me to do that. There's a lot of you that are that exact same way. And so if you want help with that, if you want help to be able to craft that as part of your skill, that's one of your intuitive gifts. It's going to help you to, in your everyday life, in your everyday job, whatever that is. So get in touch with me. Go to my website. Go to my website at hawkintuition.com. All the information for that is down in the box below. I do have one online that's coming up pretty soon, sometime in August. I think it's August 14th, that you can jump on. The link is for that, is underneath of classes, I believe. If not, if you can't find it on there, I'm looking at it right now, like in my head, and I'm not sure that I have the link for that on my website. Send me an email and I'll make sure. I'll make sure that the link for that is down in the box below. I don't think it's going to be on my website. It'll be a separate link for that class specifically if you're interested in that, okay? So basically the message is keep showing up, 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 okay? In whatever way feels safe to you. There are those of you that want to learn how to do that, learn how to express that side of yourself, learn how to read cards, but you're doing it around other people, like your husband or your boyfriend or your friends or whatever, and it's something totally new for you. And it makes them very uncomfortable. They're just like not supportive, or they're judgy, or whatever it is. And it makes you hold yourself back just a little bit. You need to put yourself in the environment where you're able to express that. Be around a group of people who are in that same place, who teach you how to tune into that, who think everything that you're experiencing right now is perfectly normal. I have seen it. I have experienced it. I have been that. I understand. I talk to dead people. I read cards. I can read your energy, and blah, 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 blah. Surround yourself with other people that are that, in order to, it's like a sacred container. It's a sacred space for that side of you to really express itself in a safe way, in a way that helps you to build your confidence in that area. Eventually, you'll have these other people around here, and you won't give a shit what they think, and they can make whatever comments they want to make, but you know that, this collective of people I'm tuned into over here, though, that's who needs it. You're not the one that needs it. You're not the one that's open to it. They're open to it. There will be that kind of confidence that's built for you, okay? So surround yourself with those people, and I think that's it for the message right now. It was really about showing up, and just keep showing your face, keep shining your light. If you don't, the people, 2, 3, 4 on my clock, the people who are looking for you can't find you. They can't find you, and they're looking for you. There are people who are looking for what it is that you have to alchemize. They're sitting there waiting because they're the next in line who are meant to absorb what it is that you are alchemizing in whatever way. So whether that's like directly connected to the next person, or you go to the grocery store and you have already transmuted and alchemized something, and you put on a necklace that makes you feel really good after having done this, and somebody else comments on your necklace, and it's the necklace itself, maybe it's even the symbol that you wear because you feel connected to feminine energy now after having done what you did. And this is the creative expression and alchemical process. Just putting this on is enough to activate feminine energy in someone else that you walk by. They may not even say anything to you, but they may be affected by it because they've been seeing this symbol everywhere. And whatever process you just went through activated some sort of awareness in them that that's a coincidence, or maybe they say something to you, and then your voice, when you connect with them, does some sort of healing for them. It happens like that. You working your light, that's what it's about. It's just being in that energy. And so that person's calling to you. That person is waiting for you. The guy in the grocery store is waiting for you. For some of you, that is about the relationship that's waiting for you. The guy in the grocery store meeting the guy in the grocery store. He's waiting for you, but you have to shine your light. You have to show up. So you have to show up in your light in that grocery store. I hope that makes sense. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.